Hello, my friends. How are you? This is Andy Seth, founder and CEO of Apprentix, also known as the guy who built this thing. I'm going to show you in this video what Apprentix looks like after you've completed the setup steps so that you can get a preview of what's to come and how you'll manage out of this, because this is really what you're going to be working with day in, day out. This view is for you as the admin. The program sponsor will have a very similar view without a number of pieces of functionality. Things like billing won't obviously be available to them. And managers and mentors will have a different view as well. It'll look this way, but they won't have the ability to edit many things. Their job is really as managers to make approvals and look at the progress that each apprentice is making, understand what work needs to be assigned to them. And the mentor is really there to see the progress, but then to provide feedback. So they're going to have a much more narrow scope than what I'm going to show you, but it's all obviously applicable to the role that they play in your program. Now, if you happen to be all of those things in one or multiple roles, then whoever's the admin, you're basically going to have all the permissions to everything anyhow. So let's start off with the home screen. As soon as you log in to your apprenticeship on the home screen, what you're going to see are tasks that are assigned to you. And the whole idea here is that when you log in, it's easy in, easy out. These tasks are also going to be triggering email notifications to you telling you, hey, you've got to log in because there's a timesheet waiting for your approval, for example. So these are just examples of tasks that could appear. Approved timesheets, here there's 3 pending timesheets. So we can take a look at that. If you've enabled previous credit experience requests, you can approve those here. Evaluation requests can also be approved here. Feedback can be given, documents that need to be signed, etc. So we'll hop into here in just a second, but let me show you what's happening on the left-hand side. The apprenticeship basically is everything that you did in the setup stage, and it's available to you here to make edits, and anything that you want to edit, you can inside of there. People are all the people in your apprenticeship, this specific apprenticeship. So you can see all the people. You can see them by cohort if you had created a cohort, or you can create a cohort if you want. You can see them by jobs. So who are the different program sponsors, who are the apprentices, etc. And you can create bulk actions where you would say, who is the mentor for Andy Apprentice. His mentor is Andy Mentor. So pretty easy there. On the company side of things, you're going to see company details. Obviously, these are just some fake pieces of information. Your apprenticeship summary, any documents that you've had signed, these are the ones that are signed. These are the ones that are filed away in your system, and these are the ones that are not signed. This is obviously going to be custom to whether you've indicated if you have already got a registered apprenticeship, if you don't have one, but you want to register one, what type of state you're in. There's all kinds of, different variables that go into this, but based on what you've selected, the correct documents will get completed for you and can be signed. And then you've got some compliance info if you are already in Rapids and you want to enter that information here, you can. And that way you've got all your information in one place. Performance tools is really the heart of this system. It's going to have time tracking. So here you can see Andy Apprentice. If you have multiple apprentices, you would just be able to collapse and expand there. And you can see all the different time requests that are requiring your approval. You can go in, take a look at them, edit. You could change this to whatever kinds of hours, etc. And you can save it. And you can see attachments. So all of that happens in the time, and you just hit approve and off it goes. Evaluations are either something that you can create. You can just say, let me create an evaluation for this particular apprentice, and I want to evaluate them on this particular competency. I don't know which ones I've got pre-populated, but whichever competencies require, there we go, to be evaluated. I watched them do a good job. Obviously, you'd do something a little bit more. You'd upload any type of files that substantiate this. And you would say, where are they in the process right now? Pretty simple rating system. They're either not in training, they're in training, or they're proficient. Proficient means they're done. So you would just rate where they are. You'd say that. Let me click on a file to, I'll upload a logo. How about that? And off it goes, right? The apprentice can also request evaluations. They can't obviously evaluate themselves, but they can ask you and say, hey, can you evaluate me on this particular competency? Here's my evidence and reasoning for why I'd like to be evaluated, and then you can evaluate them on that. There's also the ability to provide feedback. Feedback is really a mechanism for giving them, feedback, but it's something that you can capture within the system. It's basically messaging, and any previous experience credits. If they've submitted this request for it, here's the attachment that they have. You can hit approve, and it will change that status to approved. And wage increases. Now, wage increases will automatically pop up based on the wage increase schedule that you created. So in this particular case, for example, here's all the wage increases. You can see this one's got a mix of things: percentage increases, dollar amount increases. So if the apprentice submits, their 1,000th hour, then they're going to automatically get this notification. Well, the manager will get a notification saying, if you approve this, this is going to trigger a wage increase of $1.60. And you would see that wage increase listed here, and a notification on your home screen would appear that says, please notify your payroll provider of this particular person's wage increase. Obviously, we're not connected to your payroll company, so you just have to do that. But we'll automate that whole process for you so that you know when someone's earned it. Back into the performance tools, I guess that's it on the wage increases. There's reports as well. Right now, we have this one standard report, which is a kind of a raw data report of all apprentices and their progress and their demographic information. And so we're looking for feedback, obviously, continuously to increase what kinds of reports people want. There's a little link here that you can add that. And we're developing different kinds of reports as well. So if you have any, just give us that feedback there. That'd be great. For your plan and billing, this is where you can see what plan you're on. You can cancel your account very easily. You can see what you're paying. You can see what your next invoice is going to be for, and this little summary here. So very simple. The ability to refer and earn a little dough for sending people our way, which would be awesome. And then a link to our help center, which I also built. And you can ask all the questions you want there. It's also kind of cool, I think. It's also tied to our blog. So every time we write blog articles, search results will not only come up displaying what's inside of the help center, but also articles that are on our blog for you. So that is really it in a nutshell. The whole idea, like I said, is for you as the admin to get in and out, do your job, keep things moving. We send email notifications every week to the apprentices to make sure that they're logging time, that they're requesting evaluations. So they're really the ones responsible for their own progress in that sense. They've got to make sure that they're showing that they're continuing to make progress. And then your job is really to make sure that they're being reviewed and approved, or given feedback and work assigned, etc. So that's it. If you have any questions, please do contact our support. You can get us at support@apprentix.io. Thank you.